When we look at Bhutan on the world map, our country appears very small. We have a population of fewer than 1 million people. We do not have the military power of larger nations, and our economy is much smaller than those of our two neighbors. But Bhutan's importance has never been measured only by population, military size, or economic wealth. Our country sits between India and China, two of the largest and most powerful countries in the world. Because of that location, decisions involving Bhutan can carry importance far beyond our borders. India follows developments in Bhutan closely. China also pays close attention to its relationship with Bhutan, and other countries recognize Bhutan's growing importance in the region. But this story is not simply about powerful countries looking at a small nation. It is also about how Bhutan, under the wise leadership of our monarchs, has protected its sovereignty, maintained peace, and handled complex relationships with dignity. So today, let us understand why Bhutan matters so much and how Bhutan has carefully managed its position between two powerful neighbors. To understand the present situation, we first need to look at geography. Bhutan is located in the eastern Himalayas. India lies to the south, east, and west, while China lies to north. So naturally, Bhutan has always occupied an important position in the Himalayan region. Historically, Bhutan was located between Tibet and British India, but I think it would be unfair to describe Bhutan as only a buffer between larger powers. Bhutan has always been a sovereign nation with its own identity, institutions, culture, and leadership. Our ancestors defended the country through difficult periods, and our kings later guided Bhutan through modernizations while protecting our independence and traditions. So geography created challenges, yes, but Bhutan's survival was not simply an accident of geography. It came from leadership, unity, and careful decision making. Today, the situation is different from the past. India and China are both major economic and military powers, and they also have unresolved disagreements along parts of their shared Himalayan border. Bhutan is not part of that conflict, but because our borders are connected to the same geographic region, developments involving Bhutan can affect how India and China understand their own security. That is why both neighbors follow Bhutan's border discussions and foreign relations so carefully. Let us first talk about India. Bhutan and India share an exceptionally close friendship. This relationship is not based only on geography. It has been built through decades of trust, cooperation, and mutual respect. And India has supported Bhutan in education, healthcare, infrastructure, hydropower, trade, and national development. Many Bhutanese citizens have studied in India. Many Indian professionals have contributed to Bhutan's development, and families, businesses, and communities on both sides of the border have long-standing connections. The formal foundation of this relationship was established through the Treaty of Friendship in 1949, and the treaty was updated in 2007 to reflect the modern relationship between the two sovereign countries. You see, this is important. Bhutan's friendship with India should not be described as Bhutan simply following a larger country. It is a mature partnership between two sovereign nations. India is Bhutan's most important development and trading partner, but Bhutan also conducts its foreign policy according to its own national interests. The relationship has remained strong because both countries have repeatedly shown respect for each other's concerns. Under the guidance of our monarchs, Bhutan has preserved this trusted friendship while continuing to strengthen its own sovereign institutions. Now let us discuss Doklam. Doklam is a plateau in the western part of Bhutan, near the border of Bhutan, India, and China. When we look at the area on an ordinary map, it may seem like a remote mountain region, but its location gives it strategic importance. Just south of the area lies the Siliguri corridor in India. This is a narrow strip of Indian territory connecting mainland India with its northeastern states. Because the corridor is narrow, India naturally considers the surrounding region sensitive to its national security. That is why developments in Doklam receive close attention in New Delhi. For example, in 2017, Bhutan officially raised concerns when Chinese road construction activities took place in the disputed area. Indian and Chinese troops later became involved in a 73-day confrontation. For Bhutan, the important point was the protection of our territorial position and the peaceful resolution of the situation. For India, the issue also involved concerns about security near the Siliguri corridor, and for China, it involved its own territorial claims and border position. So, three countries view the same area through different national interests. Bhutan handled the situation carefully and responsibly. Now, Bhutan and China do not currently maintain formal diplomatic relations, but this does not mean that the two countries have no communication. Bhutan and China have held official boundary talks for many years, and the two sides have continued working through established diplomatic channels. In 2021, the two countries signed a memorandum of understanding on a three-step roadmap intended to speed up the boundary negotiations. Since then, discussions have continued through official meetings and expert-level consultations. This shows that Bhutan is not avoiding the issue. The royal government has been engaging in a careful and structured diplomatic process. So why does China pay close attention to Bhutan? The first reason is straightforward. China shares a border with Bhutan, and that border has not yet been fully settled. Every country wants clearly recognized boundaries, so China naturally wants to complete the negotiation process from its own national perspective. The second reason is regional stability. An agreed border could reduce uncertainty and create a clear conditions along the Himalayan frontier. The third reason is diplomatic. China is a global power, and Bhutan is one of the few neighboring countries with which it does not yet have formal diplomatic relations. So it is therefore natural that Beijing would like to develop a more direct relationship with Bhutan. But Bhutan also had its own considerations. Any new relationship must support our national security, respect our sovereignty, protect our cultural identity, and remain consistent with Bhutan's long-term interests. This does not mean Bhutan is opposed to China. Bhutan has consistently supported peaceful engagement and constructive dialogue. But as a small sovereign nation, Bhutan has every right to move carefully. Friendship between countries should develop through trust, and it should not be rushed by pressure or outside expectations. Bhutan's approach has therefore been calm and gradual. We communicate, we negotiate, and we consider the long-term consequences before making major decisions. That is responsible statecraft. India follows the Bhutan-China negotiations closely because the outcome may also affect Indian security. This is particularly true in the western border area near Doklam. India does not negotiate Bhutan's border on Bhutan's behalf. Bhutan conducts its own negotiations as a sovereign country, but trusted neighbors naturally remain aware of matters that could affect each other. Bhutan also considers India's legitimate security concerns because our countries share a long border and a deep strategic friendship. This does not reduce Bhutan's independence. In fact, considering the concern of a trusted friend while protecting our own national interests is a part of responsible diplomacy. India has consistently supported Bhutan's development and security. Bhutan in return has been a dependable and peaceful neighbor. That mutual understanding has helped maintain stability in a sensitive region. So instead of viewing Bhutan as a piece being moved between India and China, I think it is more accurate to view Bhutan as an active and respected participant. Of course, Bhutan's relationship with India is not only strategic, it is also deeply economic. India is Bhutan's largest trading partner. Much of Bhutan's imported fuel, food, machinery, construction material, and everyday goods comes through India. Bhutan's hydropower sector is also closely connected to the Indian electricity market. Indian cooperation has helped Bhutan develop major hydropower projects, roads, schools, hospitals, and other infrastructures. The relationship has therefore contributed significantly to Bhutan's socio-economic progress. At this point, we must recognize the central role of our monarchs. Bhutan did not arrive at its present position by chance. Successive kings protected the country's sovereignty while carefully guiding it into the modern world. You will sometimes hear commentators describe Bhutan as a small chess piece between India and China. Honestly, I do not think that description gives Bhutan enough credit. A chess piece has no voice, it moves only when someone else moves it. Bhutan is not like that. Our country has protected its sovereignty for generations. We negotiate our own border, conduct our own foreign policy, decide which international organizations to join, and choose the pace at which our relationships develop. Bhutan's strength comes from knowing who we are. It comes from the legitimacy and guidance of our monarchy, the dedication of our institutions, and the unity and loyalty of witness people. That is why Bhutan has remained secure even while living between two much larger neighbors. So why are India and China watching Bhutan closely? It is because our country occupies an important geographic position. For India, Bhutan is a trusted friend and an important partner in a sensitive Himalayan region. For China, Bhutan is a neighboring sovereign country with which a boundary settlement is still being negotiated. But the most important part of this story is not why other countries are watching Bhutan. It is how Bhutan has conducted itself. Bhutan may be small in population, but our country has never been small in courage, dignity, and national purpose. We are not simply a space between India and China. We are a sovereign kingdom with our own history, values, and vision for the future. As long as we remain united, guided by wise leadership and confident in our identity, Bhutan can continue building peaceful relations with both neighbors while always protecting the interests of our own people. So as a Buddhist citizens, what do you believe is the greatest strength of Bhutan's foreign policy? Please share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.